So I drug it in the shop, put it down. I was going to jack it and roll it in there, but it was too heavy, so I had to bring the skid steer back in and push it back. But let's go over this baby. We got the forks here. They seem to like hook on there, but they're latched on there good because I picked it up by the front boom and nothing happened. So they're not just hooked from the top like I thought. They're on there somehow, and it's good. We got a Honda engine, and as you saw in the short video, they added hydraulics to this thing. I don't know hardly anything about it, but it looked pretty cool, so I wanted to grab it because it'd be nice to just drive it around and pick things up and move things around, you know, instead of trying to pick these big things up. I can just pick them up with this and move them around, you know, whatever is laying around here. So, time to get into this thing. I haven't done any checking yet. My brother hauled this in for me because I was busy working on that big van over there. Now, let's see what we got here. Nope, that doesn't sound good or look good or anything good. And it's a Honda engine. Let's check the oil, which is way down in there. I know you can't see, but my arm is way down in the hole. We're checking the oil. Oh, man. There's like nothing on there. And it's very, very black, the little dribble that is on there. So, what we're going to do, I guess, is... Oh, man, this engine is like wedged in there. I wonder if I can even get to the spark plug. I don't know. It looks like you got to tear the engine out to get to anything. And there's a little hole in there, a little hole in there. This is going to be a fun little project here. But anyway, the engine's locked up, so I got an idea. I'll take my bar here, wedge it in the crank or in the drive shaft here, and see how locked up it is. Oh, we got a little tiny turn out of it. Let's go this way. If I can. It moves a little tiny bit. I got the wrong kind of bar. It doesn't really fit in there that good. Let's see if I can get it in again. Okay, let's go. Wait, that's tight. If it is the engine, I don't know. It might be the drive shaft or the transmission or something, but it's a bad sign when your engine's out of oil like that. That does not want to go anywhere. It's not looking good for my machine project here. So I'm gonna just keep playing with this and see what I can do. Get it unlocked, maybe back and forth a little. As you can see, it moves a little bit. It moves that far, and then it comes back and moves that far again. I hear it in the engine. I hear a little clickety click. Hear that? I wonder why. But she's out of oil and locked up. So we may get it loose. We may not. But I'm going to see if I can get into the spark plug, and that's fun. But I'm going to see what I can do. Maybe get some oil in it. Get the covers off and get some of the stuff off of it. And I'll see if I can get some oil in it and get some down in the cylinder and see what happens. So I have the air filter cover off. I sprayed oil down the cylinder. And I got a funnel. And I put oil in the engine way over there. Actually, if I moved the battery and got in there and did that, I got it so it turns, but it doesn't turn easily. It seems to be something, believe it or not, in the transmission holding this up. But I'm not sure. It just seems to me like it is, because I've been here turning it, and it's not getting any looser, even with all the oil in the engine. I'm ripping this thing and turning this thing. So now we got it turning. It's still turns very hard. This may end up a long project because it's, I think, in the trans. And because, reason being, if I put this thing in gear with that little lever right there, I took my screwdriver and I pried on that little lever right there, which is your forward and reverse, and down in there, and it started turning over easier. So I'm thinking something goofy in this transmission, so this may be a long video. Oop, my finger was in it again. I hate when that happens. But anyway, I think it's going to be a long project. We'll see. Okay, I got it now wedged in the gear and it turns. I don't get it. So yeah, it seems like something in the trans. I don't think I'm going to do it today, but I'm going to tear it all down. I'm going to have to take these hydraulics off and see what's going on in there. So, yep, project. So I now have all the hydraulics pulled off of here. It was pretty easy. 4 little bolts and 1 pin in the front cylinder. And I pulled the actuator cable out because it is seized. And yes, that seems to be a clutch in there. It doesn't want to turn over unless you push that lever. So I'm going to see what that's all about by fixing the cable, which I have is soaking over here. I'm hoping that this gas oil mix with a little extra oil in it will go through the funnel and bleed down through the cable. Now hopefully by tomorrow it'll be lubricated and working again, but I've hit this with hammers and everything else and I can't get it to work. So we're gonna try just soaking it overnight. I'll come back tomorrow and keep going. So back to this little forklift thing. I came over a couple days later and I reached over here and hit the key and she's cranking and she's not taking off on me. Thinking maybe it's got ice in it someplace, or no, I don't think the engine was seized. I think it was the trans, because when I moved this lever it would start turning over. I'm wondering if there's ice in that transmission that's causing us problems here. So next we have to see if we have spark. I got the spark plug and the boot is broken. I'm gonna have to go find another boot, but let's see if I can get this one hand. If not, I'll have to get my camera stand. Got it. I did good. I'm gonna just twist it so we can see it. Okay, now I got the lights out so we can really see it. And let's see. Yeah, we have spark. I don't know if it's got compression or not, but you can't even get a compression tester down in that hole. It's very hard to even get the spark plug out. That's probably why the boot's broken. But I'm going to search around for a boot, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just put the plug in there. Well, actually, I'll put a new plug in it because that one's sparking weird. But it is sparking, so we're cranking, we're sparking. Next, let's see if she's starting. Yeah, that looks like about the same plug. And I was at Walmart one day and they had a pile of them sitting on a shelf for $1.50. I bought the whole pile. Had to do it. I've been using them since. So now I have put my new spark plug in this Honda engine, my forklift here, and the gas in the tank looked okay. I didn't see anything nasty, so I put some super on top of it. I drained the carburetor a little bit. Let's see if she fires. Nope, not firing. Wonder if she'll run on some carb cleaner or something. I'll set you up in a stand. Okay, better idea. I'll just take some carb cleaner and spray it in there. and see if she fires on that. If it does, that means it just needs a part cleaning, and that would be kind of cool. Let's see. Okay, it did better than start up. It actually ran. But man, ooh, look at that. It's smoking there. Yep, there's a transmission issue there someplace. And that thing is just smoking. I sprayed it up. I heard it squeaking. So, ooh, let's see. I'm feeling where the heat is. Yeah, it's getting hot here. So, yeah, I bet that inner bearing there is a little messy or something. But I don't know. We're going to keep trying to get this thing moving. But the problem was it wouldn't shut off. I had to shut off the gas to get it to die. So we're making progress. Anyway, I'm going to fix that part so next time it shuts off. I'm thinking maybe a piece of pipe over that lever. And we'll see if it goes forward and backwards. But I'm a little worried about that squeal in there. That's pretty noisy. So I figured it all out. I found the kill wire was buried down inside of there. So I hooked that up. I hooked up the ground wire. I hooked up the positive wire again because it was all looped around here. And I pinched this on better. So that's better. We're going to choke this thing. Oh, and I made a jack handle shift lever because that's the shift linkage down there. So I stuck a jack handle on there. And we're going to see if this thing moves now. But I can't leave it run too long because that bearing is squealing like crazy. Okay, we're on choke. So it moves, but I'm really scared of that bearing, and I can't put this top back on yet because I got this big shift lever here. So I am waiting for a cable that goes from that shift lever up to this handle that when you move it up and down, it shifts into forward and reverse. And of course you stand down there, and this is forward and reverse. And then you got a little brake over here, and there's no throttle on it. I guess you just leave it idle, and that's it. But now it runs. It drives. Next is the hydraulics. I might just put some oil in there. I'm a little worried though because I see some on the floor. Let's see where that came from first, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so now I got this lull forklift working again, but I've got to move my handle. But of course the hydraulics don't go up and down on it yet. And I see a major issue, and the reason why. So what we're going to do is just put this back on here, or even close, like that, whatever. Get this over here, and I already see the main problem, why it's not working. Everything's in the way here, of course. Oh, it's holding me up. No, close enough. Anyway, this hydraulic line right in here is bad, so we got to pull that off and then replace that one. The others are a little rough, but that one's really rough. So I'm going to tear that one off. Can I pull that up out of the way, maybe? Now watch, I gotta take the gas tank or the hydraulic tank off too. Yeah, this is gonna be another lengthy process, I guess. You know, I'm gonna have to pull this tank to get that hose out of there. And I'll be going to the store to Napa, I guess, and getting another hose made. And I'm gonna see if this darn thing works for me here. That's the main pressure line right there. So, yeah, as soon as I put fluid in it, it'll be squirting all over the place. Won't be good. So, yeah, I got it off, but it's also zip stripped to the other ones. The oil in it looks awful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that. So, at least you guys got the idea. I'm gonna have that, I'll get that line and we'll see what happens tomorrow. More progress. I got that line out of there. But I was looking at it, there's something weird going on there. On the end of the line, there's like some kind of weirdness in there. Let's see what we got here. Pieces of plastic of some sort. Kind of weird. But that's in the hydraulic system. Well, pieces of like plastic. I wonder where that could be from. Or is it maybe somebody used some kind of sealer? Or is there seals that are just used to be rubber and now they're plastic? I don't know. What do you think? Okay, the next morning now, working on this forklift, this lull forklift. I got that hydraulic line this morning and I threw it in here. I readjusted this so it looks a little better. I dumped some oil in the tank. Now, and yesterday I got it running and driving. But the problem is I need a cable that goes down to that lever way down in there. And I can't drive it. But this is the test of, is it gonna pick up now? I don't know. And I may have to fill the tank a couple times. I'm not sure. It depends on what's in the front cylinder. I noticed these are two-way cylinders. So as oil's going in, oil's coming out. So it can use such a small tank. So let's see what this thing does. that worked out pretty darn good. I didn't want to go into the ceiling, so of course I stopped. I had no clue how high this thing would go up, but I think I like it. This is gonna be neat. I'm attached to this little strap here. Imagine if that thing broke. Oh my gosh. That whole boom is attached to that strap. But it worked. I'm very happy. Well, we're really making progress here with this forklift. I chipped a whole pounds and pounds of concrete off of it with a needle scaler that's on the floor there. But now I have concrete all over. I have an oil mess underneath. I'm wondering if I can start this thing up and move it out of the mess and clean up the mess. Let's see if I can do that. I'm going to turn on, I got my other camera here. I want to set that too. Okay, so that camera's going. This is my first time doing this. Let's see if we can start this up. Successfully drove it out of the mess. I unplugged the charger though, but no big deal. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up and back it back in. Yeah, I cleaned up the floor a bit, and there's the mess over there. I'm gonna pull it back in there and get it out of the middle of the garage here. Okay, so that's it for today. We have it running and driving, it lifting. We can't hook up the angle yet because I got to do a better shifter. So that's about it for today. I think I made some progress on top of my other job even. So I got my cable for the shifter. I installed it in here. It's a hair smaller than the original, of course. I got it on Amazon, but I think we have forward and reverse now. You see the lever moving down there. I think we're going to be good. Yeah, the handlebars control forward and reverse, which is kind of cool. I like it. Down is forward, up is reverse, and so now is the test. It's now Friday. I've been working on this all week. I've been coming back and showing you guys next day. A little at a time. I did get the hydraulic line in, got it working. I got everything working in here. We got a couple little leaks yet, but who cares? We're gonna try to run this thing. I'll be back. I'm just gonna slide this over and put the 4 bolts in it, and we'll see if this thing works. Okay, so we got this all back together. Push the handles down, it goes forward, supposedly. You push them up, it goes backwards. I got the connecting rods hooked up, which was really simple. Got the top back on, which was really simple. 4 bolts done. And I reattached that and took my strap off. And I moved my oil barrel over there. It's a little over halfway full. I'm going to see if this thing can drive up and pick that up. And this is Friday now. And I'm going to get this video online tomorrow. So perfect timing if it works. If it doesn't work, then I guess I'm putting it out anyway. But I think I got a running, working, picking machine. And we're going to try it. It's very noisy yet. Never did anything with the muffler. Okay, here we go. Okay, it works. It drove over there, picked that up. I see leakage on the floor. I gotta fix that. Right there. Yeah, nice little dribble all over the floor. So I gotta find that. But we have a running, working, driving machine. And I did it by Friday. Now I gotta go home and edit it a little bit. And hope you guys like it. I like it. Again, this is pretty good. It's alive. I kind of like it. It's different.